Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to Through the Tomes, a Dungeons and Dragons journey and adventure with an amateur DM and a group of friends, all hanging out, going through a nice little campaign of Dungeons and Dragons, using all the tools that are out there that available, like adventure modules, campaign settings, and whatnot. I'm Petey Rave, your amateur DM, here to hopefully guide everyone through this. We got some fun stuff. Here with me is my team, my party. We have playing Summer, Daisy.
Hello.
Playing Wind and Summer. Next up we have playing Tobold, Toby Underborough. We've got Brett.
Yeah, they talk about the chocolate frog, but I'd go for like an Andes mint toad.
Yes. And we've got playing Lucius Zanero. Matt.
Now you just have me really wishing I had a peppermint patty, and I don't.
I mean, I'm sorry, this chocolate frog just jumped over here.
Just hopped on over. Of course, last but not least, playing Solero Italian, we've got Drew.
Now it's really hard because I was in the middle of figuring out my Cadbury cream egg frog rabbit joke, and now I don't know if I want to make that joke or a lewd joke about Peppermint Patty, the cartoon character.
Oh God, no!
My life is hard.
Let's not.
Please
That's-
don't.
Yeah, leave the Schultz family is like
Leave the rule.
they've
34
had
off.
enough problems.
I'm gonna go ahead and crack open my my beverage of choice this week.
I was referencing
Yes.
bad racist YTM&Ds like 10 seconds ago in the pre-show. Rule 34 just happened.
Yeah.
Mac
Gotta-
tonight.
I just cracked open, courtesy of the brewing company known as Vesasur, here in Miami. It's a beer called La Yuma, a dark lager, in this neat little like chungus of a bottle.
That looks like the Red Stripe bottle to me, like in proportion.
Yeah.
Also, I regret to inform you all that there is indeed a McDonald's.fandom.com.
Nice,
Oh
nice.
damn! Is Mac tonight featured?
Yes.
He is on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was looking, trying to find why my brain remembered there being Mac Tonight. There was a parody of him used on YTM&D in.
Okay,
Yes.
because you're not quite old enough to have Mac tonight be a part of your commercial upbringing.
I think I'm like it was part of mine. I remember that, but
Yeah.
that was a long time ago.
I'm
But we got a couple years on old
so I was,
Brew.
like,
Yeah.
just before. Like I just
before.
squeaked by.
In case you were wondering, Mac tonight is of the species Moon Man.
Yes.
Oh no! Oh no!
Speaking of what anybody got some fun beverages or props that they're? Yeah. I know you're drinking something nice. Brett and
the nicest $3 Trader Joe's Sauvignon Blanc from a vintage of a few months ago.
Yes.
I am double fisting water in one hand and an overly complicated gin and tonic in the other.
Nice.
I'm
fun.
living the high life.
Yes. Yes.
Man,
Fantastic.
Simple
I won't.
times.
Yeah.
Pop
I
that
have-
champagne of beers.
I have some water, but I was also thinking about pouring some milk.
Yes.
Oh
man.
no!
Oh.
Lay off
I will
that
never
moo
look
juice.
down on the champagne of beers. Some of my fondest memories are paying $2 for the champagne of beers
Yes.
and a shot, and then
Yeah.
$2.50 for happy hour cheese fries.
Nice.
I feel like if I became a cheap beer guy, I made the joke earlier, but I would have to go Red Stripe just because of my ska history.
Yes.
I have to go with the Jamaican one just because it's like, oh, well, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Got it.
Important part of history.
Boo,
Yeah.
creepy foot doctor for rapier.
Yes. All right. So to get into our adventures in Dungeons and Dragons. Let's get into it. A couple of things. Of course, this adventure, if you're following with us or you're joining us for the first time, this adventure, the module that we're using is courtesy of Dungeon Master Dave. Thank you for Dungeon Master Dave for creating awesome stuff. You can check out his Patreon at patreon.com/dmdave. This letter is DM and Dave. Bunch of cool stuff there, including mostly really great adventures, character options, additional race options. We've met an NPC that was a Canid, a dog boy. But there's, he has possum folk, which is awesome out there. So check out his stuff and support him on Patreon. He makes really cool things out there. We're likely gonna be meeting some stuff from Griffin Saddlebag, not to spoil anything. But you check out Griffin Saddlebag. If you're out there in D&D, you probably have heard of Griffin Saddlebag, but they make awesome, like really cool, unique magic items and weapons and armor and things like that. So check those things out. And I'm probably going to be using a couple maps. If I can remember who made the maps that I'm picking as we go along, I will shout it out. At least one of these is a Tom Cardos map, and at least one of those is a Tavern Tales map. So Tom Cardos is out there. Look for him on Patreon. Tom Cartos, as in cartography, but with an S instead of the G, and instead of a gruffy, which that was fantastic. But he makes maps, and Tavern Tales makes really cool maps, and they also, if you at certain tiers, you also get an encounter that you can go along with your map. So it's like, oh, this map, and hey, here's an encounter idea. So check out that stuff. Yeah. So those are the things that I want to get through. Keep an eye out. Also, if you're watching the stream, keep an eye out for in the future. I'm going to try to. I've got a few days off of work now, so I'm going to try to take some time set aside to actually put together and finish up and put out the podcast version of the episodes and past streams. So that we'll have those out there. Might fix on some of the art stuff, so it's halfway decent. Just to get it out there and so people can catch up in podcast form, in audio and video form, audio podcasts or video on YouTube, things like that. So keep an eye out for that. That's it. So to get back into it, when we last left our party, they were on the island of Ghost Holm, a kind of like mostly useless and forgotten island, not usually kept on too many maps, off the coast of the Menadra coast, and not too far into the Lucidian Ocean, where they are planning to using a alternate entry method far off on the opposite side of the island, and based on whatever traversal decisions we decide today, they're gonna make their way across the island to Jando's Spire, where Griffjaw, the orc pirate clan that is holed up there in an old keep, an old kind of dilapidated keep, is holed up there, led by Mega the Brash, because they've been charged by Baron Mansoor, a noble from Port de Mali, whose daughter Nadia was kidnapped. She was kidnapped presumably for ransom money, but as the party also found out, she's also a premier philologist, a studier of ancient languages, and presumably to study and to figure out the nature of the book that Mega the Brash stole while attacking Palmaflora under the cover of a hurricane, as perpetrated by one of the people that were in the Sparkling Lookout on Palmaflora, the decommissioned lighthouse. Somebody from that had just come in to study from the Cerberus Assembly. You presume it seems that they had struck a deal for Hammond to create a hurricane, and for Mega the Brash and his crew to kill all the other sages so he can make off with Prime. The book that seemed to defy understanding. It's an old language and seemed to be magically protected from any kind of deciphering of any magical means. So presumably somebody will have to actually know the language or be able to interpret the language that is placed there. So they presume that this is part of that. They agreed to the rescue efforts. They were given an upfront payment of 800 gold, which is a big incentive. They are promised that to have that doubled upon rescuing Nadia, and Baron Mansoor promised to offer to triple it if they initially it said if they brought the head of Mega the Brash. I will say that in the conversations, especially with Alfie, he kind of like walked in. Okay, at least if we can have him captured, the doesn't necessarily have to have him killed, but if we can have him captured, I'll kind of like retcon that a little bit. We'll do that. They set out a plan. They were going to infiltrate from on the west side, walk through the island, get over to Jando Spire, rescue Nadia, whatever they need to do, and once they're away from Jando Spire and in a safe place, we're going to set off a flare with a wand of fireworks to signal to Mansoor's fleet that he's got commissioned to take down the Griffjaw fleet. And I will say retcon that in conversation that they're going to take out their fleet and bring everyone into custody with coordination of the Clovis Concord. That's going to be the plan. They'll shoot the flare off. And he left it open that he'll be also available to pick them up for whenever they end up, or they could also try to make their way back and get off the island the way they came, or whichever way once that's decided. But that'll be decided once the coast is clear. But they set off on with the help of Berlin. I always forget his name. Berlin Tidebearer.
Berlin Tidebearer, yeah.
From the Temple of Pelor, they rode off on the Dwarven priest from the Temple of Pelor. They set off on Brimley Stormbreak's fishing boat. They set off once they arrived outside of the island. They set off on a rowboat. They made land. They began exploring a little bit into the coast and the swamp area just adjacent, I guess, swamp marsh land that was kind of like sticking out from deeper in the island. Discovered an ancient ship from a war, victim of a war a long time ago. Fought for sets of animated armor.
Boy, howdy.
Went through some stuff.
I'll be back.
That was not a good noise.
No.
Lucius broke something.
I feel like there was
An animated armor
tonic that may now be not in one area. is what I like. I wasn't
Whoop.
looking at cameras, but that noise and his reaction tells me.
He did
Yep,
have
paper towels. The paper
Yep,
towels are here. We
aw.
have paper
Oh
towels.
no, we have a victim. Oh no.
Oh man, it sounded like you have good gin.
Party foul.
That's a bummer.
no.
That's a waste of good gin.
Yeah,
That's a bummer.
the beef eater.
Was it the gin or the water?
It was the gin.
Oh, of
Aw.
course.
Oh,
Oh.
That's
That's
sad.
That's
alcohol
one way
abuse.
to 86 yourself, I guess.
Oh.
Well, you're cut off, I guess.
I guess so.
So what I'm gonna say? Okay, so we have a couple of things. So they fought the animated armor. They were able to dispatch with it, with the pieces, with them, with its. And they that's how they ended last episode. Now they stand here in the marsh. I'm presuming. So you have a little bit of time. You know that you have a bit of time. So I'm gonna say, with you made good time on the fishing boat. You made good time on the rowboat. I'm gonna say you have time to take a short rest right now.
Summer would
I like
appreciate that.
So what I would do is
I'm
on
gonna
D&D
do my thing.
Beyond, on D&D Beyond, do click short rest.
Can I do my my song of
Yes.
it's a feature. My song of rest.
Yes. You do your song of rest.
So everybody.
So and Berlin kind of sets up, and he kind of like looks at his stuff. It's like, oh hey, so guys, do we plan on spending the like a spending the night or spending a sleep out on these islands, or are we gonna, as soon as we finish this mission, are we gonna go head back out?
We're looking to just get in and out.
Okay. So he pulls out he takes the torch, and you just notice I'm gonna say that you just notice that he's holding this like rather interesting torch with like a spike underneath it that really looks a little ornate. And he takes it and says he speaks a quick word into it, and the flame kind of turns off, and he turns it upside down, almost, and turns the torch, what's normally the torch part, digs that into like a semi-solid part of the ground, and over the next, I'm gonna say, what does it say? Okay. Yeah, there it goes. Over the next minute or so, you see the spike kind of glow from within, revealing like a subtle design of a tent. And over a minute, it expands and magically unfurls a canvas from the top, creating a 5-foot square opaque tent. With an entrance large enough for a medium or smaller creature, which you all are. Let us come on in, my friends. And he kind of like crawls inside. Do you all join him?
I will follow.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
A little apprehensive about sure.
I am not. I'm saying I am not playing anything. Nobody gets their D6 extra because
Yeah.
I don't know how hurt anybody actually is.
Yeah.
I forget.
Malevolent.
You're not playing?
Not yet.
Well,
Oh,
once
okay.
I
get
didn't.
in. So
I figured we'll talk about it.
So as you walk in, you have that moment of when the companion first enters the TARDIS, because you notice it's bigger on the inside.
Oh my god.
You kind of walk in and you kind of feel like there's an odd sensation that that kind of washes over you as you enter more into the camp, almost like you're kind of like transposing yourself somewhere else. You're not quite sure what that feels, but you presume maybe that you're going off into another plane or into another dimension. That has to be it, because when you go in there, well, it's 5x5, a 5-foot square. No, that was like 2.5, 2.5, a 5-foot square opaque tent. Is 15 feet by 15 feet. The room, and it's about 10 foot high. It's plain design but comfortable. Using a lot of the designs and colors of that are connected to the Dawn Father, Pelor, and what you'll see in a lot of the temples of him. Kind of like, because this is by Berlin's design. So this is just him giving you a nice, comfy space. You don't really feel anything particularly special about the space. It doesn't give you any additional healing. It just is a nice, comfortable space to just kind of be inside. Nobody can see inside, and relatively safe space. So you can you're gonna spend your
and my dress of many pockets does not blow up. I hope.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's good to know.
Okay, so
Weird divide by zero situation.
Yeah.
I forget how messed up people got by the end of.
I mean, you guys can mention it, but
I will be
you took some
expending a
hits.
hit point.
A hit dice, yeah.
Yes, hit die.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna go ahead and do the Song of Rest, even if not everybody needs it,
Okay.
because that's how nice I am.
So how do I take use of that? Because I would like the extra.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit Song of Rest. You're gonna hit short rest on your D&D Beyond. And I'm gonna do it on.
I think.
And
should it recover?
And then on D&D Beyond, it's like a little thing. It's a button that says short rest on the top. On your
It's like a
sheet.
campfire on the top, kind of to the right of your character's picture.
Oh yeah, that picture.
Yeah, and then there's a recover.
Yeah. No, because it shouldn't. You shouldn't recover.
Yeah.
Or reset.
I
maximum.
left. Yeah,
Yeah,
I left
what
all
you'll
of
do
them
is,
unchecked.
Yeah, what you'll do is check if you're gonna do a hit dice. Check off how many hit dice under your class when it says hit dice.
Okay.
Just to tick off so you know how many you've used.
Well, if he's gonna use this song, then I'm gonna.
That's gonna
take
help
that.
you with your hit dice because it's tied into your hit dice.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So what you'll do is you'll do that, and you'll presumably you'll use one, I imagine, because that's gonna be, and then you'll have to manually roll and heal yourself that amount. What his will do, if I remember correctly,
It's an additional D6.
Well, it doesn't matter because I rolled.
Okay. Additional D6 if you need it. So that's gonna help for those that are a little more hurt. Good.
Yeah, I was hurt.
Or those who roll bad rolls.
Yeah. That was the D6. I rolled the other die in my.
And then an additional D6.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, Summer is feeling 66.6% better.
Yeah. And then you'll heal yourself in D&D Beyond. And so how much did you heal yourself, Lucius?
Oh yeah. I'm now at 17.
Okay. 17 right here.
Scribbles that down so he metagames.
Yeah. Okay. Does he recover spells?
No, I'm definitely at 18. Oh.
Uh,
Part of sitting on the floor. Let me see what.
okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say also.
Have I? I'm gonna have to remember that I'm a lucky fellow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can. You don't roll ones, or I guess you re-roll ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can definitely roll ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
You can
just
roll
have
ones
to
with
do
the
it a
best of them.
second time.
I just have to roll ones twice before I'm actually screwed.
Yes.
Which if you rolled ones twice in a row, you just quit. You like
I mean, you've earned it at that point.
Yes. You deserve it. All right. So and then how much did you heal, Summer?
12.
You saw. Oh,
So
you healed.
I'm back up to full hit
Okay,
points.
perfect.
That's exactly
I
what I
I'm
killed you.
also
lost.
back at full hit points.
I've typed 18. It says 0 into the wound thing. I killed
Oh
you.
my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I kill you. All right, and then let me see. And you used one of your hit dice, right?
I did.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna expend it just for the sake of expending it on your. Oh wait. Wound you again.
And she's
Oh yeah, well should I have
buying some Panama
Okay.
Red.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, now I know what this thing means. The HD is hit dice, and you can actually
Yeah.
roll from there. Okay.
Yeah.
I just rolled a D8. Like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do either one, and we'll just adjust from there.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
I'm just glad to know I'll have a lasting effect on the good folks of Record Breakers.
Yes. Always. Uh.
You are a legend.
That's right.
Wow, guilt trip. Jesus.
No.
Make it stop.
Not wounded.
Yeah, good job, Sarah.
Way to be not wounded.
I'm gonna give Berlin her hit dice roll because he doesn't have one in his character sheet, so I'm just gonna do that.
Oh, nice.
My dummy characters that I've set up in Fantasy
Nice.
Grounds to
Good
roll
job.
stuff.
Perfect.
And yeah, I'm just doing the thing of I'm expending your hit dice for you. Oh wait, you already did yours, so that's fine. Okay, so that's fine. All right. Yeah, so
I
what we can do
recovered
is-
no hit points.
Yeah, so you can do it. Yeah, so what you can do it is you can do it in Fantasy Grounds, and then you'll manually heal in there. But you'll also just tick off the hit dice in D&D Beyond.
I did too.
Yeah, you stayed out of trouble.
Do that.
No, I stayed in trouble.
Yes.
I'm dead or nothing.
Yes. All right. So, you guys have a calm like hour or so. Is a short rest. Is there
I
anything
meditate for 30 minutes.
Yeah, you meditate.
Yes.
Is there anything you guys to discuss? Talk about with each other?
That was difficult, you guys. I thought I was gonna
Yeah.
die. I was scared for all of us.
I was too.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Oh, it's been a while for me as well. I've had to fight a goblin or two, or in my days. When you're traveling, it's just part of the course. But I've never seen living armor, or whatever that was. Oof. So
Yeah, we may have bitten off a lot more than we might be able to chew.
we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But hopefully, the Dawn Father will guide us to what he believes is the right path, the true path. And we can only trust in him. Speaking of paths, do you know which way are we thinking of heading? So just as a reference, you have a couple of paths that you know you're gonna want to be able to take. So you were when you were walking the marsh, you could see off further into the marsh, a big kind of like wide opening in like two mountainous plateaus to either side. Huge, like way up in the sky, but then they kind of plateau at the top, but like they're super high. Kind of like a valley in there to the center of the island that kind of more goes a little bit northeast, and then kind of like you can turn and head east in towards Jando Spire from descriptions from Alfie and from Baron that they got from some scouting. You know that path is through, and there's going to be some woods and some mountainous paths, so some difficult terrain, except for the forest, because I know that Solero's favorite terrain is forest, I believe, right? Yeah, favorite terrain is forest. So, so the mountainous is, there's going to be some difficult terrain. The forest would normally be difficult terrain, but not for you guys. So you know that from Solero, like he's been able to guide you through forest, so you never had issues through there. But you'll have to encounter some difficult terrain. So it's going to be maybe a slightly slower path, overall. But there's a lot less populated. There's going to be less patrols. You can also just go along the coastline, just right along the coastline, straight to Jando Spire. But that you've heard that there's quite a few patrol stations and outposts of orcs outposts along the coast. So it's going to be a lot harder it's a lot easier traversal, but a lot harder to avoid conflict.
Well, we have a rather large party, so it's going to be easier for enemies to spot us as a big group. So I vote for taking
sneaky.
this. Yeah, I vote for the least patrolled route.
I think all of us are equipped for sneakiness in some way.
You're definitely equipped for survival, or at least you have the know-how. To get through.
It can definitely get us through that forest if we want to take that route.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it.
All
right, let's do it.
We have a plan. All right, and then you guys have your rest. Berlin joins you your meditation and kind of offers a prayer from Paylor. You have a little bit of prayer time. You take the Tebow. You do the Tebow. Together. Yeah.
Sometimes known as genuflecting.
Yes, exactly. Genuflecting. I remember genuflector. I'm pretty sure he was a wide receiver with Tebow. Genuflector.
His son, James Flector. Yeah.
It's my second favorite jazz banjoist.
Yes.
So, as you finish up your long rest, you all pop out of the tent. He kind of guides you out of the tent. Berlin is last. He kind of claps his hands, speaks the command word of the tent, and you see it all kind of converse back as the spike torch. And he grabs it, lifts it up, says ablaze, and then it lights up again, and it's a torch again.
Excellent.
That's super cool.
You
bro.
used the term long rest. Was that
short
the term?
rest.
All right, just double checking.
Long rest is 8 hours. You definitely don't have 8 hours.
Exactly. I just didn't want to have to call the stenographer.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but
That's fine.
I don't do words good. All right, so you start to make your way through the marshes. Oh, let me see.
Making my way through the marsh.
Let me start the sound effects. So.
Walking farsh.
Ribbit.
Oh, buddy.
Armor's dead and we're fighting bound. Do.
This master is gonna dungeon.
All right. So you're making your way through the marshes. So, what at what pace are you guys gonna go? So for now, I'm gonna say the marshes aren't too bad, and you won't have to worry about the forests. You can go. You know that with the time that you have, you don't have to go at a fast pace, which would be bad. That if you go at a normal pace, you can make it with a little bit of time to spare, depending on certain things. And you could probably stealth. You can go at a slow pace and stealth through certain parts of it. At a normal pace, you probably won't be able to stealth, but you might be able to spot any issues before they spot you, maybe, depending on perceptions. But you can also just outright stealth at a slower pace, but you might be cutting it close time wise if you remember the distance and the time you have.
I would say let's keep it at a normal pace.
That's what I was thinking we
I
would
think
do.
that sounds reasonable.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
I'm running. No.
Motherfucker.
Toby's just like, hey.
I'm
now
taking
we'll
4
feet.
steps for every one of yours.
Yes.
I mean, I'm definitely being intentional at trying to listen for odd sounds.
Yeah.
Little ears are.
Yeah, you have pretty good passive perception. You know that you're gonna probably get a sense of things going. You know that Solero is. You know that Lucius has his moments where he sees something or notices something way faster than anybody else. So you get the sense that
can usually tell by certain pockets being padded and
yes. All right. So
things being kicked away.
Okay, so if these are a mile. Normal pace is 2 miles an hour. That means you're going to do it a hex each half an hour. Okay. So, as you go into the marshes, the swamps, let's as you kind of like work your way through the marshes. Let's see. I'm going to try to see if these are difficult terrains.
When you say marshes, all I can think of is the grocery store chain that's now defunct from Indiana that Larry Bird used to do commercials
difficult
for.
terrain, so that means the marshes is so you're gonna be going a mile an hour.
Okay.
Man, that's pretty slow.
It's about how fast I went
I think,
inside of the
remember.
Hoosier Kroger.
Yeah. Let me double check traversal speed. Just to be sure.
But yes, Daisy and her brother both worked when I was dating Daisy. That would have been like what
3 miles per hour.
2004.
Okay. You go normally
Don
3
Marsh
miles.
sent you a Christmas card, and I was like
Yeah.
disappointed
He
Larry
did.
Bird wasn't on that.
Yes.
Yes. Indeed.
So it'll be 1.5 miles an hour. Because normally it's 3 miles per hour in normal space. Okay. We're all learning. Well, I'm learning. All right. So, as you kind of walk your way through the marsh, that means for every 3, that's 2 hours. For every 3, that's 2 hours. That means 4 opportunities. Okay.
Edie does terrain math.
Terrain math and figuring out a frequency of encounters.
Mm.
Okay. All right. As you make your way through the map, you get a good way in through. You start kind of walking through the muck a little bit and the mud, but you kind of find a good path through it. But it is pretty tough to get through. You're walking through the kind of like the valley-ish place. Is like you see the mountains off. There's a wide gap. It's like it's a mile wide valley. But like you see the mountains kind of tower over you to your left and right. And it's pretty steep. You see some like birds flying, or like some nocturnal like creatures flying around, maybe a bat or two. You see some like some bugs are flying around and stuff like that. You're walking through. Let's see. And
Call of the Flater Mouse.
And you pretty much, and as you go through, you find, you have a pretty uneventful bit of travel. You get far into the swamp area. You kind of like go further along. You kind of approach the area. Let's see the forest. Which way is the forest? Also, that fly is in the in the game, so don't worry.
I heard a mosquito earlier.
A mosquito.
It made
Mosquito.
me cringe. Yes.
Let's see.
Like the character from Doug.
Okay. Forest and the mountain areas. Okay. Let me make sure I'm getting the right pacing. You go pass. Okay. Okay.
Totally nothing going to be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm trying to like make sure. Okay,
Definitely
that's way
not.
down through there. Okay, cool. I'm trying to figure out, and then the next area. I'm trying to remember which is the forest area on this map. Okay, I'm gonna say yeah, and then so as you head in a little bit further, you start to get into you follow a little bit of a clearing. You go into a forested area. You start to see a couple trees, a couple more, a few more, and as you're still kind of like turning that corner closer to that part that juts out, there's a part of the mountain that kind of juts out and kind of like slopes down, kind of like a little appendage from the right mountain areas right of you, and you get into the forested areas, and you have Solero kind of guiding you forward a bit, so you're able to kind of start to traverse little bit faster. So let me do one more of these while you're still in the marsh. Okay. You get out of the swamps pretty much uneventfully. Okay,
Just
so-
wet.
Yeah, a little uneventful, but you get through the forest. You're making much better time. So it's been you spent that was a couple. You spent a couple hours, getting good, some good distance, but a little bit hindered by the marshes. But now you're making much better time because you're making much better time. So you walk through to kind of this forested area that's that's near approaching kind of these more mountainous hilly areas. Not big mountains, but where you're gonna have to try to find pathways and little alleyways, over or through some smaller peaks. But that comes later on. So you spend spend a good hour making some good headway through the forest. You make okay. Oh wait, 10. Yeah, more or less uneventful. No encounter on the encounter table. Like three rolls in a row. You've rolled no encounter. I'd say in the forest you spot. I would say in the forest area, Solero's been able to kind of guide you through smart pathways through the forest. Like short run throughs into like some wooded areas that would seem too tight, but he knows kind of just that he knows a way through there, and he knows to kind of just with a little bit of like a jump over here and a squeeze through there. And you've noticed that along that way, especially I would say everybody but Toby notices that as you go along, that far off either to the left at one time, a little bit far off to the right, but way out of like you've been out of their sight. You've seen a couple of like posts, like watching posts set up by the orcs. But you've been able to you've been seeing them way off to your left where they couldn't see you, way off to your right where they couldn't see you, and you've been able to kind of like find good fast ways through there.
Toby's scribbling down all along the
Watch post.
Jando Spire.
dum 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 dum. Yeah,
All along the Jando Spire.
that's right.
So as you finish up let's see, 1.5, 1.5, 1, 2, 3. You're making good headway. I presume that you're gonna make more or less a beeline. You're not gonna wander off, because you can see that there's a path way northeast, but that goes to nowhere. That you figure goes to nowhere.
Lucius is not looking for side quests at the
Yeah,
moment.
exactly.
Nah, Swamp Walk Gaiden is not Toby's
Yeah, no.
mode of operation right now either.
Okay,
Is there gold or loot in them there else?
Yeah.
We can worry about that later.
Yes.
So, okay. So, wait, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you do get into this area. As you approach, kind of you go into these more like hilly mountain areas, or you're getting a good headway into, the to your destination. 60 feet ahead of you, you see what looks like two 30-foot tall watchtowers bookending a narrow passage through the crags. Atop each the watchtowers are 2 orcs. A ship's bell has been hung on a pole at the center of the watchtower. Clearly, it's an alarm system set up by the orcs. So you can figure. So it's been. I'm gonna say it's been 1 week. It's been 3 hours of travel. Let's say you have a couple of hours until I would say you have like you make good time, 2 to 3 hours if you were to guess correctly, to make it to your destination. So you could probably, if you go through and figure out how to dispatch with these orcs. It seems like that's a pathway that that goes through. You can go around, but that would add an extra hour, and you're not sure if you're going to be, you're not sure if you're going to be able to make it by your time. So what do you want to see if you can? You kind of you can see them. They're like 60 feet away. They definitely can't see you. And you do have people with range attacks.
Say that again.
Getting some echo.
What's the actual watchtower look like? What's it look like?
It's like a it's very makeshift, like tower. Probably you can see that it's made from like wood you would make ships out of. But it's fairly tall. Well, you can say that it's been like reinforced with some of that stuff. It looks very dilapidated, like maybe it's been used for something like previously, like for watching posts. But definitely like it's been boarded up in some like window areas. It's mostly stone with some like boarded up windows and wood and some patchwork here and there and some platforms built from like what looks like wood that was like from a ship. And yeah, definitely at the top of it, they have a ship's bell. Like one of them that has a ship's bell.
So you said we can tell one of the towers has a bell on it?
Let's see. Top of each so they both have a bell.
They both, okay.
And I don't.
Yeah.
Because the question then becomes, with the ranged attacks, do we take the shot or do we stealth up? Because either way, I think I've got a pretty decent chance at either.
I for one would think that you guys know just how sneaky I have been at times. And what my opinion on going in hot normally is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would just as soon go around. If we have
rather
time.
arrive alive than, be in a hurry to die.
So let me ask you all this. Does anyone think they have a way of sort of freezing the bell so if they did hit it, it wouldn't ring?
No. I have a sweet way of hitting it with a bullet.
Yeah, right?
I have no way of silencing the bell.
If we don't have a way of silencing it, then I would also be for trying to go around. I know it might take a bit longer, but this seems a little dangerous.
Yeah, I'm just worried if time is of the essence.
We also don't know what we're going to find along the way.
That's true.
But we know what we can find if we look at those orcs. We're going to find some orcs.
Yeah.
Next to a bell that brings more orcs.
Petey, did you say it kind of goes through a narrow path? Is this
like
the plateaus or?
No, this is you're underneath. Like you, like for example, you've kind of turned right, and you've been heading east southeast, more or less. The mountain that was like the plateau was right, like is to the south of you, and you can like look up, and it's a big mountain, and you see a couple of goats up there, and what like just kind of like propped up, like just hanging out, sleeping. Actually, yes, it's nighttime, so you know like you see some goats sleeping on the mountain, and what it looks like is that it looks like an old goat path that was used for like moving supplies and stuff. So like it's it's fairly smooth sailing through there.
Would I know if goats would be likely to get all annoyed if we use their path and walk near them and start
These are the rare
Well,
island goats.
if you look up, I would say
buying?
you look up and you see they're all asleep. Like,
Okay.
I also have animal friendship as a spell.
like they're all asleep, which you would guess that they probably wouldn't mind that you're hanging out on their path. That usually was made for like pack goats, more
Okay.
specifically. But like,
Because I mean, they're asleep, but some people tend to be grumpy when they wake up.
yeah,
Not to give the DM any ideas or anything.
but you know, you figure that but you also figure people will notice that there's a goat awake in the middle of the night. Like,
Do we want that? Do we think that would be helpful, you guys? That somehow we got these goats to wake up and make a ruckus?
I think we want the opposite to happen.
Draw them away? Okay.
Oh, you're thinking as a distraction?
Distraction, yeah. Can we create a diversion?
But if they're looking for something to set an alarm off, and something sets it off anyway, we're still going to have the problem of more orcs. Morks problem. Less orcs better.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're on a time frame that I would imagine slogging through some extra around the area is better than being killed in combat.
Yeah.
BD, how much cover do we have between us and them? Like, if we went with Celero's idea to sneak.
You're just coming out of you're just getting into like the more craggy, rocky area. Like you like the I could only imagine like Yosemite mountain hiking passes area, and things like that. That's what
we're walking through El Capitan.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I've never been, but I'm trying to see it through your eyes.
That's the only thing that came to mind because I may have had to do a Yosemite promo for editing class, so that's like may have had to be looking at footage from El Capitan and Half
Dome, yeah.
Yosemite.
I only know it in black and white form.
Yeah. But yeah, like mountain, like below mountain areas, but hiking paths like low to the ground, and but still like craggly and rough terrain. So what do you guys think? What are you guys gonna do? Go around? Gonna maybe go at these orcs? Or?
I am good to do anything so long as we don't split this party up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like right now we're sort of at either the two of us are trying to figure out how to attack, and two of us are thinking, take the extra time, is what it feels like.
PD, if we did go around, is that like the would you say like the kind of coastal path, or is it a different path?
The coastal path is on the other side of the crag, the south of you.
Okay.
So you're just going a different path around the mountainous area. So it'll just add like about an hour. You figure it would add in about an hour.
Okay.
So.
Do we know if it's kind of more like craggy rock, or do we have cover with more trees in the area?
It's mountainous. It's more mountain areas. So you know that there's a little bit more chance of like encounters.
And what time of the day is it again? Is this nighttime?
Middle of night. Sometime in the middle of night.
Think
Probably
let's.
should make. We're going around.
I'm leaning towards going around.
I am too.
Yes.
Okay.
I vote around the outside.
Around the outside. Around the outside.
Yeah, let's do that. I just hate. I was. One of the most stressful gaming moments I had was the beginning of Final Fantasy VII and the timer, and my head keeps going back.
Yeah. So
we did make good time getting here, so hopefully we can continue to make good time.
Okay.
While he's figuring them out, I will say these two dogs are being adorable together.
Okay. All right. So what you're gonna do? Okay. So you kind of like walk around the mountain area. You kind of like find a way around and kind of like have a little bit of trouble. It's new terrain for you guys. You're used to coasts and boats and jungles and like coastal forests and things like that. And Solero's been at more mountain areas, but like they're not his like forte. He's not where he likes to be at, but you know he helps out a bit. So you were able to kind of go around, and you figure you kind of made it around the pathway, the mountain area. Take another turn. Okay. And so so you kind of go around an area and you come upon a different set of watchtowers.
Oh no.
Oh god.
So you kind of you're gonna come up a little bit closer to them. Lucius spots it immediately. And you all spot it, and everybody but Toby spots it, and you all kind of like, hey, grab him, and kind of like spot him, and you all get there. They don't spot you on account of their 10 for passive perception. Yours beats them.
Excellent.
You definitely have to, and this is in your pathway. You definitely have to deal with it. What you do see is that there's 2 posts. There's 2 orcs per post. There's you can see them, and you have 1 round to react. So I'm gonna say give me let me roll for initiative.
Boy.
Okay.
Don't mind if I don't. Look at my speediness.
Oh boy. Rolled a 1.
Oh dear.
Oh, God,
this
we did
goes
terrible.
so well.
You know, once you get through the first batting order, it's all a wash after that.
True. Fair.
Okay, so what you'll do
Does Berlin
is,
get a roll for initiative?
Yeah. Well, let's see. We're our friend.
Or does Sarah roll for him? How does that work?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm gonna roll. Let me see. What's his initiative roll?
Oh, look at those dogs being adorable.
Oh, those are some good dogs.
Oh yeah.
What's I forget what is the baseline.
The big one's calm currently, so they're not fighting. The one's old and a bitch about it. So
I know how that goes.
10-year-old calm ass dachshund until the year and a half fucking Malamute Shepherd mix decides to be an asshole.
Okay. Okay, so what you're gonna get is a round to do whatever it is you want to do before they react.
So how far away are they?
So they're about, I'm gonna say, you're about, you're about, I would say 20 feet away, or yeah, about 30 feet away, and they're about 20 feet up.
Okay. So within bow range is what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
Yes.
So, but you can plan for that. But right now it's Lucius's turn.
So how much light is there, or am I relying on my my
So
racial
right now
abilities?
you have Berlin's torchlight.
Dang it,
If
Berlin, you know better than that.
Unless you told him to snuff it out.
I mean, I think. What's the moon like?
There are two moons.
It's a
right?
it's a
What are the
sphere.
moons like?
It's
Thank
lit
you
from
very
behind
much.
by
Instead of
another.
Maximite.
So right now, the odd thing is the moon is not in the sky. It's just past the zenith, and the moon it's not exactly the same as Earth, where it's night is moon, day is sun. So there's
Okay.
you know that there's two moons.
Right.
There's a bigger moon that's like the main one, and then there's one that like kind of peeks out sometimes, but kind of doesn't. That's further away. Neither one of those is up in the sky right now.
Of course.
Low tide, everybody.
So there was
Or
no high tide.
tide.
So,
One
yeah.
or the other.
Yeah. So because the moon travels a little bit differently.
How's low tide compared to roll tide?
It's way different.
Less drunk. But not completely undrunk. Just less drunk. Right now you're just under starlight. Starlight,
Okay.
and then the torch. So what do you want to do?
I don't know. Let me look at one more thing.
I forgot it.
I think I'm going to. Oh shoot, that's swimming. Never mind.
Remember, there's always the option of holding your turn, but obviously,
Yeah.
and remember, you can't be shaped into a thing that can fly. Unfortunately, not yet.
I know. Well, see, I was looking for something that can climb.
Oh, that's true.
An owl bear.
Goats can climb.
And I thought I had it with the giant poisonous snake, but it
I
can
wouldn't
swim.
get into hand-to-hand combat with a goat.
I don't
Headbutt.
know where a goat is. I don't know what CR that is.
I don't know.
I heard a goat punch Steve Kerr once, but that's
Yeah.
Goat.
basketball hero.
Yeah.
A goat is CR0, a mountain goat is CR 1/8, and a giant goat is CR 1/2, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Ah,
But
dang.
mountain goat, that would be the one you would have spotted. So like,
It would certainly have attract the least amount of attention.
especially if you act sleepy.
Yeah.
But I don't know that will
Figure
be
as a
better
diversion.
than being a druid in your current situation
Yeah.
with
Well, I
your
just-
thumbs,
Yeah.
ability to beat people with
Like
stuff.
if I could, how is it climbable?
The watchtowers,
height
they
difference?
have there's I mean, there's ways to get up there because
Right,
there's
but
orcs
it's-
up there. And I would say
Oh.
there's like rudimentary like path like walkways inside and like a couple like maybe some climbable footholds on the outside due to like wear and tear and like some things
Right.
that jut out.
Gotcha.
So what are you gonna do? What you gonna do, brother?
I think I am going to use my wild shape to turn into a panther.
Doop, 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 bada, 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 da,
Or what? One more thing before I commit to that. Is the door like? Is it a thing that I could get up to them without opposable thumbs? Does it look like?
You can. I'm gonna say, what's it? Let's see if we. What is? Okay. Let me look up a panther. While also change our music.
See, this is why I'm bad with magic classes. I'm like, wait, I have too many options.
Yeah.
but like you have those options, but you have to ask questions before you decide on that option.
Yeah.
So you gotta
Or it's
sort
like-
of play footsie with the idea of it a little bit to make sure that there's no like.
You're not
Yeah.
doing something stupid.
That's right, because you know. I know how I would DM if somebody came like gung ho trying to do something all the time.
I would say, yeah, I would say there's like, so if you're a panther, you have good grip, especially yeah, because they need to climb trees and shit like that. You have good climbing speed, so you can with your like 50 like with your movement and your climbing speed, I'm gonna say you'd be able to uh like use yeah 20 feet up. Yeah, you can make it up there.
Okay. I wild shape into a panther. Wow. And
What color?
Black Panther.
Oh,
No copyright infringement intended. Just like all
the
the YouTube
Corning
videos
company,
say.
Owens Corning. No Pink Panthers.
Yeah. No, not tonight. And then I jump up there, get on up next to the orcs. And is it possible to for me to move at least 20 feet straight toward a creature before hitting it with a claw attack?
Yeah, you can do moves at least. Um, yeah, I mean I would say yeah, you've moved that much, and you're making a beeline towards that creature.
Okay.
So you
I
can
will.
pounce. You can not unlike the alpha male Monty Brown. Pounce.
I love it. Oh, I was
Oh,
supposed to do the
also-
thing where I find a panther.
It's for the old school TNA fans out there. Mid aughts to the TNA wrestling.
Love it.
That action was
Okay.
totally nonstop.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
Wow.
I love it.
Uh,
So good. All that effort, all that spin up, and I
Dude,
roll
that
a
shape-
3.
So wild.
It is wild, man.
so you hit it with a clock. Same turn. Do you have so you can? So I would say that's you can do. Oh, man. I'm gonna let you. The same. I'm gonna let you have. I'm gonna let you say that was your bite, and you can do your next as the claw. Just see how
Okay.
this will work out.
I'm not gonna complain.
Uh,
Can I? I don't know if I have multi-attack like this,
wait, let me see.
or
You
can
have
I
a,
just?
you have a, yeah. Oh wait, no.
I mean, I guess I could pretend it's like an offhand attack. That
No,
seems
I think I
real
think it doesn't
weaselly.
say it. These are your options. Yeah, unfortunately, no.
Yeah. Oh well.
Damn. Oh well. It'll still be useful to later
Okay.
on. Yeah, man, that would have been good because if they had failed on the strength saving throw, you would have been able to use your bonus attack to like
Yeah.
chomp.
And I would have knocked him away from the bell.
Yeah. So do you want to position yourself in between him and the bell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
You can
do
always do
that.
that.
And should I shouldn't be seeing a map right now, right?
No, I don't have a map for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. We're just kind of like eyeballing it, and we're gonna keep track of everything on the combat tracker. So if you want to target, I forgot to show the NPCs in the combat tracker, but
Yeah, I was wondering where the orcs were.
yeah. Okay. His is 11. I just gotta remember to put him back at 11.
So
Yeah,
there
I
are only
forgot.
2 orcs?
Oh, there's 4.
Or there
I
are
guess.
4?
There's forks.
Oh no, why did I say anything?
Thank you.
Just being honest. Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Being honest.
Sorry.
Just being honest.
He would have caught it eventually. Let's
Yeah.
be real here.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows me? But yeah. So I don't think you have much as far as like bonus action in your beast shape, right? You just
Yeah. No, I will click the button.
okay. So I have but Berlin, who is not does not have much in the form of spell slots available to him, but he's going to shoot a guiding bolt.
Cool. I'm all for that.
Okay, he's gonna I'm gonna say he's gonna target. I'm gonna say the orc 1, who is the one that the other orc. He saw you go for the one orc, and he's gonna aim at the other orc on that tower.
On the same tower or the opposite tower?
On that same tower.
Okay.
So you see him kind of like aiming at the other orc, and he has inside.
Yeah. Which orc did I target? Would I have targeted?
Let's say orc 2.
Okay.
Emergency hold.
And then 3 and 4 on the other orcs. So it's like you kind of like there's on one end on one of them is like a kind of like a more portly orc, pretty tall, like black hair, and again one of the and then the other one's a little bit more scrawnier, a little bit taller, with like browner hair. On the other side, just another like muscular, tall orc, also with like black hair, but his is like in like a mohawk with like a rat tail on the back, and the other one is like a slightly older. I mean, you're not much good with orc age, like pure orc age, but he's a little older, with some like salt and pepper in his hair, but pretty muscular, a little shorter than the other 3, but pretty muscular. And all of them are wearing the rudimentary like makeshift armor, and the pirate clothes that they put together. The like, oh, we're totally pirates, and then so okay. So Berlin holds onto his symbol of Pelor, It's cast at 2nd level using his last 2nd level spell. Cast a guiding bolt. Unfortunately misses. And he's not have had great luck with these guiding bolts. So he's just and it just misses off to the right. What's the range on 120 feet? Range on Sanctuary. So he's going to use his movement to get himself in a position where he's just under the tower. And he's going to...
Just for the record, I'm gonna call Lucius Luscious from now on. I love it.
Actually, you know what? If he gets close enough, he wouldn't be able to see. Fuck. He's going to. Yeah, he's gonna let go of his. Let's see. What's the range? Okay, also got to get rid of his. So, what's the range? 60 feet. So, yeah. Okay, so he's gonna, as his bonus action, he's gonna create a spiritual weapon, which is the form of a glowing hammer, like out of divinely constructed hammer, with the colors of the Dawnfather. And he's gonna apparate it right next to Orc 1, right next to the Orc. It's like, all right, this has worked a little bit better. And of course, he's gonna cast it at 3rd level, because he has to. And it hits.
Oh, Paylor be with us. It hit.
Yes.
Ooh.
9 points of damage. Heavy, man. It takes a... Okay. 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 Yeah, it would be on opposite sides. Okay.
Keep forgetting Sirenscape is on sometimes.
Yeah, it sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
I had it turned way down so I couldn't hear the wind.
All right, and that's Spiritual Guardian. That's his bonus action. That's 1 level 2, 1 3rd level spell down. All right, it's Toby's turn.
All right, so Toby, I suppose, is going to find Orc number 3, which I assume is some ways away.
And then it'll be Solero, then Summer. Once Summer's turn is up, and then that'll be the end of the surprise round.
I am going to run within standard range of being able to shoot at a 3rd Orc.
Yeah.
And
Is
I'm going
it
to...
safe to assume that orcs 1 and 2 are on one platform, and 3 and 4 are on the other platform?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of
Okay.
like dividing. 1 and 2 are the
Okay.
platform. 2 is the one that
What?
that Lucius tried to pounce on. Tried to pounce on.
Give him the luscious.
And
Lucius the Luscious.
There's a song coming.
then Lucius
Oh,
Jackson.
good.
So yeah, Orc 3 I just targeted, and I'm going to sling with all of my
Sling
slang.
that thing you do. Sling that slang.
I think I
Woo.
did.
You're good
Yeah.
with that sling.
Yeah.
And
Dice bless you.
then
Do your damage.
so I give my big old wind up, and then you don't see, but because you're busy doing other stuff. But I
do some good damage on him.
yeah, those wounds. They're real. Oh, and do I have the ability to mock something viciously
Let me see.
at the like
I don't. I think that's
after
an action.
that
Yeah,
is an
vicious mocker.
action. Yes, it is an action.
Yeah.
Sorry. Then I will save that for another time.
Yeah. I think your only bonus action is the healing word, which is
I have 2 weapon fighting. I just
you
don't do it.
Bardic inspiration.
I can also inspire as a bonus action. That's how good I am at inspiration. People call me out for corporate events to hype up their sales team. Walk
I'll
on
be
some
back
hot
in just a
coals.
sec.
Do some trust falls.
I wonder how you regain your bardic inspiration dice.
And I brought my friends, the bare naked ladies.
All right. So unless you're gonna inspire someone,
I am. Oh, how do I end my turn? What is the
I
You
can do it
push
for
that
you,
little down arrow
but down arrow, yeah.
on
The-
the combat tracker.
on the combat? Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, and it's Solero's turn.
I mean, now that I hover my mouse over that tiny little arrow that's floating down, it
Yeah.
says turn complete. But you know,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
solely you.
Actually,
I like how the I is also capitalized in Solero.
Yeah.
I love just. I'm gonna make a song out of that along with Luscious.
Nice.
now that I'm back. So which orcs
So-
are around?
So we have on one tower, I'm gonna say to your right, where orcs one into the kind of like portlier orc with black hair, the kind of taller thinner orc with brown hair. That one is the one that Lucius wanted to pounce on as a panther. Found it forever. And the other one is the one that has a hammer looming over him and has just been bonked on the head with it. So, and then on the other tower, you have the tall, muscular orc 3, I say, with black hair with like a mohawk and like rat tail, and the older orc, 4. So those are on the other tower, and Toby beamed one of them in the head with a ammo from his sling.
Oh, okay. So how do I target this thing? I'm sorry.
You go into
Control
combat
click.
tracker and control click on the character in the combat tracker. So if you want to target.
Perfect. Well then.
Oh,
good.
Boo.
Well, we learned something.
An
That's an
11
11.
just won't do.
Yeah, it's just they're pretty. An 11 won't do. They're a little. They have hide armor. You don't have much in the form of bonus action. So, all right. Jose, it's Summer's turn.
Everybody
All
knows
right.
it's windy
I know that you have
in summer.
some traversal skills.
I do. I would like to run up towards, I believe, orc number 4 to help
gonna
distract that
Gonna
guy.
go up in the tower. How much movement do you have?
Yeah. My movement is 40.
And can be.
It can be double that.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna use that feat for this turn. Okay. Yeah.
All
I'll say,
right,
yeah,
so I'm going to
you're-
use my my feline agility to get up into that tower.
Get up on that thing.
All right, and then I have
Get up,
targeted orc
meow.
number 4 because my goal is, since 3 is distracted, I am going to try to distract the other guy so he doesn't ring that bell. And button here. I feel like this looks different than when I last saw it. That's weird. It all, like, everything has a hand next to it. It says it's one hand. I don't remember that being there.
Yeah, that was the thing I added. So it's gonna come into play when Solero gets into melee. But
okay, cool.
So
all right,
you can turn into a two-handed attack, but
I'm
like
gonna
yours.
I'm gonna
so you
punch at
can
this
like
dude.
one of them can be offhand. Like,
Wow.
you hit
Yay!
the unarmed strike.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, you kind of like.
All right, we'll
bounce
take
off.
that 20 with my bonuses.
Wow.
Nice.
All right, so orc
4
4
damage,
wounded.
and then
We'll slash at this dude one more time.
Yeah, you hit.
Oh boy,
comfortably.
Oh, F word.
Yeah, you're slashing into him.
Whew.
We're
Paylor's with me. All right.
We're not getting effed by multiple critical fails.
Okay, so all right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll. Okay, 11 for Berlin. I'm gonna roll NPC initiatives. Give Berlin the 11 he earned, and I'm gonna say, okay, that was the top of the turn. Wait, so Orc 3, the first to like react. So you're.
That bodes well. Certainly.
He's the one that got hit with the stone, right?
Yeah, he got a leaded bullet.
Yeah. So, but unfortunately, he does have a time to react. Well, time to act. Nobody's within range of him. And it's kind of worked out in their favor in this initiative roll. Anybody else would have had to do something. Had an attack of opportunity.
If only we had, like, not another bard.
Yeah.
Hey, PD, how big are these platforms that these guys are up? Are these like little guard towers?
I would say like guard posts. Like you have comfortable runways, like comfortable platform that they're a little tight right now because the bell is like a thing that they constructed in the middle of it, but you can walk around.
Okay.
So they're comfortable. But I would say the other orc would not be in melee range of you. They're kind of at opposite ends at any given point. So they're like, I wonder if they say how big they are. 20 foot high. I would say they're like about 15 feet. No, about 10 feet wide. Like 15 feet wide. Yeah, 15 feet wide, about 20 feet tall. They're like chonkers.
Okay. Thank you. That's helpful.
But yeah, they're like 10 feet
That
wide.
enters her frame. That's going to be really good.
10 feet wide.
I
I'll add it
can't.
to my
It'd have
drawing.
to be.
Yeah, they would be about 10 feet wide, but like, no, they'd be 15. Yeah, 15 feet wide. They're like space for like the bell in between, maybe with like tight space around it. Yeah, 10 feet, like about 12 feet wide, I would say. You like
Okay.
you have 10 feet of working. You have there's 10 feet of like surface area with like a couple foot thick walls, or like the things that jut out, like little like posts, like railings, like stone railings. So yeah, so
Okay,
it's a
thank you.
tight fit, but he's kind of on the opposite side, so the other orc would not be in melee range of you. So Orc 3, unfortunately, he's gonna take his he's gonna take his action. Let me see. Well, yeah, he's been attacked, so he's aware of what's happening. So he's gonna take his action the first moment, and unfortunately, unless somebody has a specific reaction thing, which I don't think anybody has, he's gonna just go ahead and ring the bell.
Oh no.
No.
Oh
And
no.
you're pretty high. I would say you're pretty high. Both of you and Lucius pretty high. You can see that not too far, but a good distance away. There's a couple more watchtowers and a couple more, and then there's you can kind of see about that. If you were to eyeball it, you're about 2 miles to where you see like you see the shore, like directly east of you. You see like some inland shores and like an island out there, and the kind of like shoreline goes out, and you can see there's mountains kind of in the way, but you can kind of see what peeks out as like what looks like the description of Jando's Spire. About, I would say, from your position, 2.5, like 3 miles, like 2.5, 3 miles, and with some, and like there, with some like underneath you, you're close to like the end of like this like major mountain area with some like wooden area with that kind of bleed into coastline below you. So you can kind of see it, but you can see like the relay system of the watchtowers. There's a couple watchtowers, and then you can see how they could relay to home base. But yeah, they ring the bell, and you hear the ding 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 ding, and then you hear off in the distance, it's like oh ding 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 ding.
Oh heck.
So
Well, so much for that.
So they know you're there. So you don't know what that means for your pathway, but you know that at least they know you're coming. or they know something's happening. All right. So that being said, he does that, and he uses his aggressive action as a bonus action. Well, he doesn't really need to, but I'm gonna say he uses action, and then you kind of like does like sprint and gets into Summer's face. Gets right on next to you on the other side. All right, so that's it for Orc 3. Lucius.
All right.
I presume you're going to do that pounce again.
Well, maybe, but dude, it sounds like I don't have 20 feet to move.
Yeah, no. Damn.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish I could have given you, because I like the idea
too.
of like pounce. I just like saying that. But yeah, no, you can take your claw or your bite, whichever you want.
I will bite. My God.
Bite.
It's the same roll as last time. Okay. That's all I do.
Off you wrote. Are you targeting? Why didn't it register a hit or miss? That's weird. All right. So Orc 4 is knowing that his buddy took care of the signaling. He's going to He's going to attack with his great axe. I'm gonna hit you with my long sword. He's gonna roll a 1.
Oh, thank God.
That's
he hits the ground and he's like vibrates his arm like yeah. He hurts
Drew,
himself.
you're on
can
mute.
I hear you, Drew?
Talking to yourself the whole time. Nope, still can't hear you.
Still.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh no.
I don't think he can hear us.
I don't know.
Or he might be talking to somebody else.
Maybe.
No, he hears us.
Yeah. I don't hear. We don't hear you guys.
Drew,
We don't hear you.
can you hear us? Nod for yes.
I'm concerned.
I think he's preoccupied.
Yeah. Okay. But anyways, Berlin is up next. Berlin.
Okay.
So he's gonna use. Fuck, man. He's gonna use his last spell slot.
Oh boy.
Good thing we're not just getting started.
Yeah. Good. I mean, fortunately, he still has a spiritual weapon, but he's gonna use his last spell slot to. He believes that he can do this. He believes that he can hit this guiding bolt. But since he already has a spiritual weapon out for attacking Orc 2, he's going to take his chance at going after Orc 1. He's going to take his chance at going after Orc 2 with his guiding bolt. And it hits!
Oh my gosh.
Finally.
That's awesome.
Okay. Okay. Guiding bolt. Next attack roll against him. Next turn has advantage. Okay. Okay. Now he gets to roll 4d6 of damage.
That's a bunch of D6. That's a bunch of 2s and 1.
But it rolls
Oh my
9. That's
gosh.
pretty hefty damage.
Yeah, that's good.
Also, the effect is that now the next attack against Orc 2 is with advantage. So it should do it automatically, I imagine. But if
We
it
shall
doesn't,
see.
we'll see. Or we'll do it
I
manually.
certainly
But remember,
hope so.
I imagine it's going to be Lucius that's going to be attacking Orc 2, so remember that. But the next attack,
Yes.
it should do it automatically. But anyways,
Okay.
yeah, it has it on there as effect.
I just realized, sorry, that it says grant advantage attack. And because of the abbreviation, I thought it was some weird spell. Like
It's
grant
like,
ad attack. Like a
Grand
weird spelling.
Grand Advatic.
Yes.
The Grant
like, wow.
Advatic.
Yes.
It's
I like that spell.
Grant Advatic. I think he played rhythm guitar for like some 70s rock band or something.
He was in the rookies in the SNES version of NBA Jam.
Yes.
Grant Advatic.
Yeah.
All right, spiritual weapon. He's gonna bonk Orc 1 on the head with his spiritual hammer. Please,
Lord
hammer,
giveth him the power.
Rolls a 17, the +5, which is definitely a hit. Rolls a D8 +3. Rolls a 1. 4 damage. But he's looking rough. Like you see, Orc 1 is he's barely hanging on. Those ogre horns.
Yes. Oh no. You're signaling.
Oh, here we go.
They're blowing the horn of Gondor.
All right. So that is it for Berlin.
All right,
Toby.
orc number 3. Same shit, different sling. I hit.
Wow,
Yep.
nice job.
Damage.
And damage.
4 damage. So it's a nice amount of damage. As it were.
And
yes. And Solero. So you just get that nice wind up, hit him, and just like clock him on the head. And you kind of like just hits him nice and square on the back of the head.
sweet.
And how far are they away? Do I have enough to make a move?
I'm
And
gonna
still
say you
do
were about 30 feet away. You were about, I would say you would I would clock it at you being about 20 feet away, with everybody else still being a little bit further back. So like you'd be about 20 feet away and they're 20 feet up. I would say, and then there's and you can, like, at this point you're not needing to be sneaky, so you could probably run in up. Let me see, how much movement do you have?
30.
You'd have a tough time getting up there on this turn. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get up all the way to the top of the watchtower in this turn.
Okay, then I'll just, in that case, take another pot shot at Orc. See if I can get him a little more heavily damaged than the sling is doing.
You definitely hit. 17 plus 5. That's nice.
Alright.
With a 7.
Hey!
He
Nice
did.
Nice.
How do you want to do it? Describe how you kill him.
So I slowly take aim. I pull back and I want to hit him right in the leg.
Right in the what?
the left eye.
All right. So it's like you just kind of like nice, and you adjust for the wind. You have quite a bit of practice with this. Aim a little bit to the left. Or actually, no, a little bit to the right. Yeah, yeah. Because that crosswind comes. Okay, and then you just like you see the bow kind of flapping in the like out of recoil, and it just flies out, and it just goes right into his
Robin
eye
Hood
and
men
just
in
sticking out.
tights.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, it does do that like flexing thing in the air, and it just kind of like right in his eyes, sticks out the back of his head. It's like, and it just flops down
Nice.
in front of
In front of me.
Summer.
Ugh.
So you see from behind you, because you kind of were this. He's aiming. Yeah, he's looking at you. So yeah, but he kind of is turning this way. So he manages to hit him on the left eye. So yeah, I would say his left side is where from there. So you see, it's kind of like from like behind you and to your right. You see the arrow come in and just go right into his skull, and you see him fall. So,
Good job, team.
Yeah.
All right, and that is it for Solero. Orc 1 is going to target who he can. This is range. Okay, I'll know that for later. Kind of musters up the strength, kind of hobbles over, and tries to attack the panther. Well, actually, let me see. I forgot that this is how we're doing it. So he targets the panther. Which is decent armor class. Same as you. All right, and he's gonna swing his great axe at that panther that's turning his post. He's gonna hit. He's gonna
Oh
roll
my.
damage. He does
Heavy,
jeez.
heavy duty.
Oh.
10
10
damage.
10 points of damage. So that is it for his move. He's gonna target the panther as well. Or 4. Yeah. So with that hit, that was 8 damage. So that was 5 roll
We've
over.
lost a panther and gained.
So you slash, and it's
God.
like with that hit, like oh, and then you just kind of revert. You just revert all the way back to your regular form, and you also take 5 points of damage to yourself.
Oh no.
But
It's
luckily,
going great, guys. His
Ugh.
wild shape is turning out super handy.
I've seen the adventures of Alex Mack. I know that transforming is a difficult thing.
Yeah.
You'll get better at it.
One could certainly hope.
Okay, but that is it for his roll. Summer.
Goodbye, Panther. You're my favorite. Not. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
Daisy.
So I am going to more unarmed strike. Unarmed strike. There we go. At orc 4. He's up on the platform with me.
Damn.
Yay! I hit everybody.
I think Orc 4's got some.
Yeah.
2 damage.
2 damage.
And then I will
which is not nothing.
Slash at him with my other hand. Oh my
Whoa.
gosh!
There you go.
Oh,
Yay!
With a
nice.
natural 20.
Natural 20. I hope it does more than 2 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does enough.
Yay!
How do you want to do this?
Let's see here. So, can I say that I find like a little weak spot in the armor, like over here by his armpit, and just get up in there and like rip his his whole arm just gets torn off with the claws.
Yeah. You jacks him.
Yeah.
But just
yeah.
one arm. He's like, ugh.
It was
Yeah,
just,
it's like he
it's
just
just
kind
the
of
right
bleeds out.
angle.
He just collapses
Yes.
dead.
First crit, yay!
Yay.
Yay! Okay,
All right. So
that's my turn.
that's your turn, Lucius.
Well,
Target
I
art.
guess I'll. Doesn't really do much for the. I don't get advantage with this, but I
That's
will
right.
attack. Well, I mean, it's not an attack,
Poison
but I'll
spray.
try to poison spray.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Oh, give him some fart gas. All right.
Succession.
Fart gas is not working
Yes.
out.
I'm just gonna go to bed, I think.
Let me see. What is so Berlin? What is this?
It's like everybody
You
has a
roll-
night like that, right? Everybody
Yeah.
has to take their
Yeah.
turn of bad dice rolls.
I've died died almost.
Yeah.
Couple
Uh,
of times.
So I'm gonna say Berlin kind of got up a little closer. He's only got 25 feet of running. No, he wouldn't be close enough. So, so I'm gonna let me see. What do we have to see? Let's be able to see. Oh, does he have to be able to see to be able to attack with a spiritual weapon? Or do people just attack? I think you could just be able to attack. So, he's gonna he's gonna make his way, as much as he can. So he's about I'm gonna say about 10 feet away. He'll go over into the tower that Lucius went up, and he'll go over 10 feet, make himself about 15 feet all the way up. Not quite up to the top, but he's about to emerge from the opening. So I would say there's a ladder. He can see you up there. So he's doesn't have much. 15 feet, so 20 feet. Oh, so you were it'd be fair to say you'd be able to at least clock a guy in the legs if he's right at the top of. I'm gonna say that. He's just underneath. He's gonna clock him in the ass or something. Yeah. But first, he's gonna use his bonus action to have his spiritual weapon attack Orc 1. Yeah, that's who he attacked. No, he attacked Orc. Go back to Berlin. Yeah, that's who he was attacking with the spiritual weapon. Okay.
Boom.
Boom. Doomer's nervous large. Yes, and he just winds up and just with a big swing of divine energy, the weapon just sledge-o-matics the orc one.
It's a Gallagher show out here.
And then he's going to use his mace to turn around. He can see Orc 2 out of the corner of his eye. He's gonna swing at his ass. Gonna slap them cheeks with his mace, but he's gonna miss. And that's all for Berlin. Toby.
So I am going to go figure. Why is it? There we go.
Yeah.
Slinging, missing.
Oh.
You know, D&D things.
Yeah.
And
D&D
there we go. Only D&D kids will understand.
Just D&D things.
I got the. Oh. Let's see if this bow is as good as. Or this arrow.
Yep.
Yes.
So how do you want to do this one?
Okay. How is he facing?
I'm gonna say he's like.
Do I see side profile or do I see mostly?
I say I'm trying to remember. He was like they were this way. I'm gonna say you see mostly face because he's like to the back right of that tower, and you see him facing in at Lucius.
So I want to shoot. I want to shoot him right in the middle of
The forehead?
the throat.
Oh, the throat. So it's like you see him, you get that aim, you get that nice like headwind, you just go on, you release. There he collapses. Yeah, and the threat is over. And y'all are not worse for wear. For the most part.
Sure. The only person who took any damage is the person who dealt no damage.
So sad.
Amazing.
That's how it worked out sometimes. All right. So,
I don't know if I can go back and like see, but like I feel like the amount of criticals crits rolled one way or the other per number of rolls.
Yeah.
The RNG has been very much against us, and tonight very much against a certain hippie man, our important transmorphin man.
Important transmorphin.
Okay,
man.
Sam.
All right. So, what we're gonna do is, all right. So, you kind of like recover from that attack. It only took you 3 turns, so it was like a
yeah.
a nice little
D&D
18
times silly.
seconds.
Yeah.
6 seconds. 18 is like something on that, like a minute or so.
Yeah. No, a round is 6 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mm.
Around
it's
is
so-
D&D times dumb.
This is 18 seconds,
yeah, exactly.
We
So
killed
it's
is
those
the-
fun.
guys so fast.
which
Yeah.
is the basis of the peasant railgun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a scene that was shot at a high frame rate, but then slowed down,
Yeah.
so you
Okay,
get like
yeah.
some real nice detail of us John Wicking these orcs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And a panther just whiffing, just
Hey,
John
you know,
whiffing these
It
orcs.
happens so quickly, nobody in the audience knows. Like,
Yeah. But yeah. So. I'm gonna clear all initiatives. All right. So presumably you're gonna gather yourself and keep going on your path.
yes.
And I'm gonna do one thing where you're kind of going into like these semi-mountainous but like little forested areas. So you're gonna making good headway. And you you feel like you're making pretty good time. Let's say this is a forested area, so see if anything comes up on this. Okay, nothing major. You do come across now as you go up into my dice in D&D Beyond are the potion bottles, and when they get disappeared, they do this like weird like draining sound in my left ear that kind of throws me the hell off. So you have another eventful, but you do kind of like as you approach, you do find something curious along the path. You find what looks like a dilapidated old temple, or at least from the surface area, or like a structure that looks pretty officious, looks pretty, at least at one time, looked pretty ornate, but now it's mostly pretty much overgrown with trees and wildlife. So let me. Okay, so
Let me just load up this overgrown temple, for certainly
Man.
nothing important is going to happen.
It really is nighttime.
Yeah.
I think this is the magic.
So let me drop y'all. I'm missing one character in here. Okay, let me.
Oh yeah, we miss Panther.
Yeah. Should
Sarah Connor.
bring the combat
Y'all are
tracker back
getting
up. Hey.
Y'all are getting a map.
No,
Is it
not well.
loading?
I mean, it's
Loading?
a map, but it's just a window that's big and black and.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm seeing too.
Yeah. Big and black and strong.
That's right.
Let me
Trying to
see.
watch this cat drink water with the cone on is very entertaining, you guys.
Hey, the people at home don't know that we have a cat that has a cone of shame. Context.
Yes.
Okay, so
When they go around making the Through the Tomes wiki, gotta make sure the people make a note for this episode.
On Misty's birthday, she
I
has to
see.
wear a cone of shame. She's getting it.
I see myself. I'm rotating.
Okay, so
You see yourself. Lucky you.
That's right.
Well, I guess I can see
I
myself too.
did
It's
not.
still a black
I'm
screen.
missing. I think I'm only missing Lucius. Yeah, so just kind of like clearing out area. Okay, pretty dark. So as you kind of like, let's say you clear out these because there's a lot of trees in the way. As you kind of like approach, you see Berlin kind of like approach. It's like, oh, So, wow. What a wondrous sight. It was brighter. There's no lighting. I can make it brighter. I wonder if I can have a torchlight.
Is that why the map is black? Is just because there's no lighting?
There should be like dynamic lighting as you.
Oh.
Yeah, I still see nothing.
Huh.
Yeah, I see me. Watch me rotate. Yeah.
I don't
That's
see
all I
any of
see.
you.
I
just
do
see me.
not either.
I'm special. But I also only see me. The rest is black. There we go. I see
Oh,
line of
boy.
sight stuff.
I don't know. The mask was being all weird.
I
think I
still
may-
don't
I think
see
I'm-
anything, but I may not be in the right. Like, I may have panned around too much or something.
Yeah, you
I
might
see
have to-
somebody moving. That's
Yeah,
I
I
see
moved
I see Luscious moving around.
I moved them. So, yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
don't.
This might do that. I don't know. That'll. Yeah, that's weird. Also, it's not showing on this map, so I'm
You
gonna.
guys hear me?
Yeah, because
So what I'll do is. Yeah, I'll use Sarah Connor as a camera.
I see Sarah Connor.
You guys should be able to see. if you
Am I
can
the
go.
only one that's seeing?
I can see it now.
Okay.
I do not see anything still.
Let me see.
Hmm.
Let me stop sharing.
Yeah.
And then share sheet.
Pop it back on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys
there
see
we
now?
go.
Yep.
I do.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Hooray.
All right. So, as I was
You're
saying,
all true.
Merlin, you kind of see him wander off this way. You guys can kind of control yourselves.
How do I control myself?
Just kind of grab yourself.
There isn't like an
Yes.
arrow keys or something.
You can
can
click
do-
on your character and then you can arrow key it around if you want.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah. So you kind of like.
No, that does not work for me.
Oh, that's odd.
It's totally working for me.
Oh, I've been moving. Why do I have two Berlins?
Yeah,
That's
that's
weird.
like why were
I think I may have. Well, yeah, because I was testing
Cool.
this out with a Berlin token. Okay, which one is this Berlin? Okay, so let us. I wonder what wonders we would uncover if we search around a bit. Does anyone want to give me? And you can see as you walk in, it's a nice ornate. I don't know if anybody else wants to join. I can move everyone around. I'm moving Lucius.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to move yourself. Walk through.
I don't mind. I just don't know where I'm going.
Yeah. Oh, we're just kind of walking up these ladders and walking in this temple, and you see this very like overgrown temple area with like these like rocks and trees and areas. Let's open this.
Yeah, I'm
so-
definitely peeking around, seeing if I
Okay.
recognize any of
So,
the symbols
give
or anything to
me-
see what.
Give me an investigation check.
I think you investigated.
Straight 19, no bonus.
Nice. Yeah, I would say, you. So what you as you gather around, what you see is just decorations. You see the remnants of like some like carvings on the walls. There used to be where you can see like the remnants, maybe what used to be like glass windows, maybe some stained glass, but like they're just kind of falling apart. Maybe there's some like shards here and there. Um, as you investigate. Oh, right, I keep. Oh, wait, no, sorry, I moved the wrong person. I'm moving Sarah Connor for the camera. Can move around. And what you see is give me a religion check real quick to kind of see like the if you see the symbols and see and able to decide for that stuff.
All those years in the temple,
It just
didn't really pay off for everybody.
You're not be able to decipher it. It looks you're not able to decipher what it might be. You don't recognize it like at all, and you're not having a good time like even trying to like maybe interpret it what it might be.
I'm gonna talk to Berlin and tell him, hey, I don't recognize these symbols. Do you?
Let me see. Let me have a look over. I've had a few. I've had quite a bit of study in my time.
He's had a few.
I've had a few. I've had a few. Too few to mention. Religion. That one was how much? 11. I can't quite put my finger on exactly where they originate from, but I can tell they're ancient. I can tell that I would peg this whole structure as pre-calamity, and this, I mean, just from what we've seen earlier. And I would say this is definitely falls in line with being a structure that existed pre-calamity. So he says that, and while you're still investigating, and we're still on the same investigation, great investigation. I'm gonna say you're able to kind of like go in and find like a hidden area, but like maybe some like a bush area, like let's say like some deep, right around here somewhere where there's like some like super deep bush. Something catches your eye in there. And you dig in with your claws, and you're able to kind of clear the bush away, and you see like a turned over, sort of dilapidated, like a supply wardrobe closet. And you find just like clothes and like clergy clothes. Like it looks old, but most of it is in tatters. You can see lots just fabric. A lot of it is unusable, and it looks old and ancient, but none of it is really in any good condition, so it wouldn't be worth anything. But you do see two things that catch your eye. You see a short sword, a very interesting wooden short sword, but it looks incredibly sturdy.
A wooden short sword?
Yeah, it kind of like that's odd, and it looks slightly ceremonial. But as you look at it, you touch the blade of it, and it is sharp. Like it is sharp as any sword that you've ever encountered. And you're like, that's odd. Like that catches your attention.
Okay.
And you also find a quarterstaff.
Oh boy. Anything special about it?
It looks pretty ornate, so let me pull up the imagery for you guys. So, man, my shoulder. What's the word? Oh my god. All right. Oh, god damn it! I hate that it doesn't see the PNG files. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So you'll see, what you see is the weapon. Okay, there you go. It's a bit like that. You don't see. I mean, you don't see the fire and ice, but you see some like you see some decorations. You see some ornate design. You see some like you see the thing, and you also see some text in or what looks like maybe some like etchings or text in the relief of like closer to the hilt.
Am I able to understand it or
No,
tell like
it is not
what it
any
is?
language
No.
you know at all.
Oh,
And it looks
no.
old. It looks super old. And you figure again pre-calamity, all the same stuff from the same era. But it's held up
Okay.
because that's the thing. You figure, well, must if it held up for this long, this must be magic. Like that only happens to magic items.
Hey guys, found some interesting stuff. Wanna come
And
check it out?
and
Yes.
I'll come check it
you also
out.
find the the quarterstaff. Let me. God damn it! I hate that I have to. That it defaults to only looking at JPEG files. Goddamn, fantasy grounds. Like, what the hell was that?
Spark it up.
Like,
You just look over and Lucius is like,
Yeah,
wait, what's going on?
that's right.
let me. Damn, I have to
Finding
go to,
thin leafed papers out of holy books to roll
let me go to Griffin's
add
Saddlebags
goobers.
I'm sure this
Patreon.
isn't super important.
This sword is so pretty.
It
Yeah.
is.
Is that like a wolf on the blade or a dragon?
It's somewhere. Yeah, like
Hybrid? I don't know.
I thought I had this image in my thing. Yeah, I do. Oh,
I mean, that's obviously for me. I mean, a quarterstaff's like at least a third staff for me.
Yeah.
there you go. Okay, no label. God damn it. All right, and the staff was a little something like this.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I
With that
can't see
question
it.
mark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So you see it.
I was hoping it'd be something straight
with-
out of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
there we
Okay.
go.
Oh, nice.
It has no writing or anything, but it looks very interesting. It looks like you can you know monk gear. This is quality like
Some monk ass shit.
some dope monk shit right here. Oh, I should move it.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Does anything happen when I touch it to take it out of wherever I find this thing?
Nothing immediately.
Yes.
Nothing.
Okay.
It's just a wardrobe. Like this is just like stuff. This was you didn't find it in a treasure chest. You find it in like a supply wardrobe. Like you saw like among and like you see like just like some and it was like stuff in between like other like random like super broken old like rusted swords and like other like random supplies and like things that were just kind of shoved in there. And then you just found these two that somebody left behind.
Eat.
You
so
kind
like
of you don't feel, and you know these are magic. You don't feel anything right away, or like you don't feel any kind of specialness about them right away. So you figure you might have to, if you want to use one of these, you might have to sit with them for a little while. Let's say attune them.
I see. Okay, so yeah, I've called out and told the gang, hey, found some cool stuff over here.
Hey gang, I solved a mystery.
I will say I don't often use my quarterstaff, but I do carry one, and I use it sometimes.
I would say
I would be willing to take this.
Yeah.
And what is that sword? Like, let me take a look at that sword. What size of sword is that?
It's a wooden short sword.
That's a halfling long sword.
That's right.
At least a medium sword.
Gamer medium, halfling long.
That's right.
Halfling medium.
Yeah, that's right. It's a halfling medium.
Oh man.
This would be good for you, or it could be good for Solero.
Literally anybody.
Yeah.
Short
Probably
swords, weirdly very useful for a lot of people.
Yeah. It seems like it might be best for Solero since he seems to be most often getting up close and personal.
I mean, I'd throw it at people.
Yeah.
Like,
oh well, when you put it
no. I mean, it's magical. I'm not gonna get it dull.
The magic sword of
feel bad taking the cool sword and also having cool armor.
I mean,
I would be opposed.
Toby,
I've got the cool way of.
You had your chance for that puppet.
Yeah. Toby had a chance for the puppet. I have my dress.
You guys have the
pockets.
money now. Yeah, you do have. You are 800 gold richer.
Oh, that's true.
And you might
Toby, how often do you get into close combat?
It's because I don't have a magical short sword. No, I don't actually want it. Because all I would do is throw it at things, because I'm not going to get into hand-to-hand combat with anything.
Yeah. If we're going to metagame a little bit, if you're playing a bard and you find yourself in close range, something has probably gone wrong.
And I have a spell for that, but that spell is not stab someone. It's a magical spell.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, I presumably, and then Berlin advises I would
for that.
Yeah, so what I will do is and you guys can take like a minute or so to attune them. What I will do is in D&D Beyond, Daisy, look under your equipment.
You get a car.
Under equipment, you should be able to do manage equipment, I think.
Yes.
And I think under add items, look for thwack staff. THWACK staff. I think it should be there.
I found it.
Yeah, put it in your inventory and go ahead and attune to it. So
okay.
So what you have is a thwack staff. And then Solero, you look for or I can do it for you. You look under manage equipment, add items, look for wooden sword. Just type wooden sword.
Hold on, let me get to my character sheet, because a little behind the curtain, when I had to reset, it was because Discord freaked out, and all I heard was Squig saying damage over and over and over and over again.
Damage.
That's so weird.
That was a live remix right there.
Very angry.
God damn it! The Braves won the NL East.
Oh.
Oh well.
So equipment, and I'm looking for short sword.
Wooden sword or wooden short sword. Just type wooden.
Under what?
Under when it's under add items in the filter. Just type a WOODEN under filter. And you should bring up the wooden short sword.
Yep.
that's gonna be a you're gonna add that. That is a magical item. You figure, hey, you might meet someone that knows old words, so they might be able to at least identify what that word says. Like it looks like there's like language on it, or like one big word or something like that. So you figure somebody's gonna be able to might meet a philologist at some point. So
One would certainly hope.
and you attune that. So the cool thing, so the wooden sword, you have, it's a finesse weapon. You have it's a short sword. It's a little lighter.
What is that? Oh.
That was the alarm for
It's the
11:30.
alarm.
He got double clicked.
Yeah. So we'll look at this. The short sword. So you have you attune to it, and you kind of feel the magic of it. And you kind of get an understanding of what you can do. You feel, that, and you'll figure out by using it. But you have 3 charges with it. What you can do is you can use you have those 3 charges, and you can use and charge to either condemn or commend. So when you can use a charge when you hit a creature with a weapon, you can use a charge to deal an extra 1d8 of fire damage. Or as an action, you can expend 1 charge to touch a creature other than yourself and restore 1d8 plus 2 to that creature.
Nice.
So it's like the hand of justice.
This might be a wait for it to happen, but are those charges rechargeable?
I'll tell you now. You'll figure it out eventually just by playing. But they recharge at dawn, and not long rest at dawn, and it'll probably happen at like you'll use it, and then like dawn will happen in a little bit, and it'll recharge. But yeah,
I've heard that it's a feeling.
Yeah. The thwack staff is.
I'm excited about this.
So it's a cool quarterstaff. So it's great because you have a reaction for when people attack you with the thwack staff. Let me get into your equipment because it's easy.
I also get a +1 bonus to charisma on performance checks if I use this quarterstaff while making entertaining performances.
Yeah.
That's right. Baby got thwack.
Yeah.
Is that the new hit song by Toby Underborough?
Yes.
Yeah. Has a finesse
Sir
property.
sits a lot.
Yeah. And gives you a +1 to charisma, blah blah. And it's a thwack staff. You can use it as a monk weapon. So you do have your extra attack with it. I think you do an extra unarmed attack. I think it counts as you use this as your monk weapon, and you can use them, and you can still do your bonus action as a unarmed strike and stuff. The great thing is this also has 3 charges. And they recharge each day at dawn. While you're holding this quarterstaff, and another creature hits you with a melee attack, you can expend 1 charge as a reaction to add 1d6 to your AC. So it's actually like a parry. And potentially causing it to miss you. If the attack misses you because of this bonus to AC, you can immediately make a melee attack with a quarterstaff against the attacking creature. If you hit, you also add the damage you rolled on the d6 to the damage of the attack.
Wow.
So out of curiosity, what kind of damage is this quarterstaff doing?
Bludgeoning.
Well, how much?
Like normal quarterstaff damage.
Yeah, quarterstaff
so
damage
compared to like you do like a D4 like claw attack most of the time. So.
Yeah, this is a D6 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or what is this D8?
That's what I was gonna ask you. Why does it have 2? Because they both say it's bludgeoning damage. I don't understand one is more, but yeah, there's like this.
Is that like a using?
Why do I have 2 options? Because of course I want to use 1d8, not 1d6. But
Right.
but why?
It's versatile where you can use it 1 or 2
5 or 2, like 1 or 2.
I think maybe I think it might be 2-handed.
Oh, okay.
So,
So if I make 1 attack,
yeah,
then I do
2-handed's a D8.
Oh,
One-handed is a D6. Well, yeah.
And then
Okay,
one-handed
cool.
is I assume one-handed.
Yeah, you can use.
One-handed is.
A moderator from D&D Beyond says the monk can use quarterstaff with 2 hands, then with a bonus attack use unarmed strike.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Perfect. Yeah.
nice.
So you can still do that.
In fact, the restriction is for weapons with the property 2-handed and heavy. Quarterstaff has neither.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can
thank
do,
you.
and presumably that we can say like you swing and then you can come back with your hand and like strike, or you can swing with your quarterstaff.
Your foot claw.
and then hit with your feet.
Yeah, that's also true.
That,
yeah,
that back
kick.
claw cat technique.
Smack, kick.
So.
Cool. Also, I have decided to leave my regular ass quarterstaff where I found the thwack staff.
Just kind of leave it
because
there.
I don't need 2 quarterstaffs, and I don't really care about the 2 silver that it's worth or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll just kind of I'm
like
just gonna
they
I'm gonna
always
trade it
say.
out.
Yeah, like they always say, take something, leave something.
There you go. Yeah, I think that's good karma, so I'm gonna leave
Yeah.
it. So if anyone wants a free quarterstaff, it is now in this wardrobe.
Yeah, come to think of it, Sam, like the new short sword can be used as a regular ass short sword, right?
Yep. You can feel that,
thing.
and you feel it's a tad bit lighter, but it works just like a short sword, and yeah, it's as sharp as a short sword. Like it is, and that's it's like catches it. Wow, it's like this, and it does slashing damage and everything.
Okay, then I could actually probably.
You feel like you could open cardboard boxes for days and it would stay sharp.
Yeah. Oh man, my shoulder. All right, and then with that, with this exploration done, how you guys feeling, time wise? Because it is 11:30.
I'm in a good place to stop for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you kind of like, not actually short rest, but just kind of have a moment as you plan your next move as you continue going forward. You're not far from Jando Spire. You're probably gonna make there fairly soon. You feel like you have pretty good time. You know that you're probably not gonna have much of an element of surprise.
Yeah.
At least not too much. Who knows what will happen, but I mean, only time will tell once you get there. Yeah, but with that brings us to the end of an episode of Through the Tomes. I closed the map there. Or did I close the map? I don't know. Thank you guys for playing with me. For playing through our campaign.
Thanks for having us.
Mastering this dungeon.
Yes, thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you to again Griffin Saddlebag, where you can find these 2 really cool items. The wooden sword is a different it's a weapon of blank. Well, I don't want to spoil. It's not a huge thing, but I don't want to spoil the moment for later. But you can find it. You'll find the properties just by searching there. But you can also find the thwack staff there. Thank you to Dungeon Master Dave again for this adventure. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Thank you for rocking with us. Be sure to stick around here on Twitch twitch.tv/rebelly TV, and give us a follow. We're pretty close to that 50 follow mark, so if you can help us hit that 50 follow mark, that'd be great for us. But hit that follow button. I'll try to get like I said, this stuff up in the podcast form and on YouTube as well. So like for subscribing at youtube.com/rebellytv, and find us. I'll try to get it set up in a bunch of places where you can find podcasts eventually. Keep an eye out for that. We're also Through the Tomes on Twitter. You can also find us at thetomes.com or throughthetomes.com. That's where eventually I put up the episodes. But yeah, follow everyone in their socials, like, share, follow, subscribe. Don't forget to love each other. Until next time, hasta los huevos.
Toodaloo.